Okay, so it looks like this fella whose brother left us wants to have a conversation. So we'll see what he has to say. The blonde axeman, one of two twins from a small village near Skogar, is chopping into a fallen tree for no apparent reason. His swing looks dangerous. Okay, bye, Keen. Have a good one. Hogan, is everything okay? He glares at you. Where is your brother, Mogan? He left with the ravens, wondering if I should have done the same. Why is that? I've been following your lead for a long time now, and for what? My brother's gone. My wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. I tell them this constant fighting is only for a time, but it's changing me. I see it in their eyes, in my own reflection. I thought I was doing it to protect them, but if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? What do you want to do? I'm torn. I think it's good for me to be out there fighting. Makes me feel alive, like I'm doing something, but I know why my wife worries. Her father was consumed with raiding, felt useless when he wasn't fighting. He died soon after she was born. Depths, you make big decisions every day. Just make this one for me, will you? Keep chopping that log. The answer will come to you. I can't make your fucking decisions for you. This is your life. This is not my life. I can't, this is not my responsibility. Bah. If I'm going to swing this thing, it may as well be at something trying to hurt my family. The axeman looks somewhat relieved, if not a bit guilty. A few more fights, then. Thanks, Rook. Something like this makes me glad we crossed paths when we did. Okay. I guess I could have lost a fighter there, is what that is. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Yrsa quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Ludin turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after that chasm, would it surprise you if I said no? Is there anything you actually like? Is that the way you see me? As some pouting ne'er-do-well of a prince? You pause briefly before shrugging, and Yrsa chuckles. Then maybe I need to try harder to change that. This is all so different for me. You, Ivor, and Yrsa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more. And what do you plan to do with this understanding? If we make it to Arborang without being slaughtered by Dredge? When we make it. I'll talk to the king about my ideas for sharing information. Advisors learning from craftsmen, craftsmen learning from advisors. You've never seen the prince this animated, but then his face falls. I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Yes, I will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded. The king is a hard man. Has to be. But his son is his weakness. Ludin glares at her, but the archer only smirks. Can you tell me about King Minoff? I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talking to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that. Alette said that about me at times. This isn't about being his son. You'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. What the fuck is this accent? I don't even know. I know, I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince. Even you. Perhaps you're right. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like him to have toward your ideas. That's something I've never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Ludin and Yrsa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? Do you believe half of the nonsense you say? I think I sounded really wise just then. It sounded like you've been practicing it for a while. That's fair. I'll work on it. The two of you share a smile before moving on. Yeah, that's perfect, Alpha Teef. Thank you. Alright, so we're all rested up. I guess we can spend some of this and level up some people. Since nearly everyone is capable of being leveled up. Jeez Louise. Except for Nid. Because she gets knocked down in like every fucking fight. Aw. Bye, Londo. Have fun. Let's level up him. Because he fucking kills everybody. He can get Forge Ahead, which means he can move allies to the next, or he can get Sundering Impact, which he's no chance to miss. He has additional strength and 1 break damage. Okay, we'll choose that one, because he's more of a whacker guy. Wackadoo! And I think I'll give him more break. Damn, he can be promoted forever. He's so strong. What is this? The small skull of a cragsman infant tied with a golden ribbon supposedly wards away death. Wow. -3 armor. 35% dodge strength. Who could afford to lose 3 armor? This guy? This guy? Maybe this guy? I guess I'll put it on Gunnulf. +3 strength. Let's promote him. Give him more health. I can't promote him again. Okay. Poor Nid. I mean, it's not her fault that she always dies. Maybe it is her fault. Who knows whose fault it is? She always dies. We're almost near Grundar. The ground shakes again, enough to cause the yaks to strain at their leads in panic. Out here in the plains, with nothing but open sky above, you feel remarkably vulnerable. Only a few trees around and no mountains, Haken says in a wry tone. Looks like we only have to worry about the ground opening up beneath us. He shrugs at the look you give him. Yeah, I'm also not a fan of that.
Almost looks forgotten by the rest of the world. Maybe those who live here have forgotten the rest of us too.
Maybe. Hi, Odd Life, you're so pretty and I love you! In a field just outside of Grundar, the caravan spots several creatures you assumed were myth. I don't believe it. Are those... 2 horseborn hold simple bronze weapons and stand guard over a few others who look wounded, unable to rise. The size of the caravan makes them nervous. I have to get a closer look. Me too. The two of you advance 100 yards, showing every sign of respect and peace. A number of clansmen push closer too. The male horse... Whoa! Dude, he looks so cool! Oh my god! What? Damn, no! The male horseborn stomps a hoof repeatedly. The female, tail whipping, brandishes a javelin. Damn, the caravan is scaring them. Everyone move back! Your sudden shout spooks the female horseborn. She throws a javelin, which pins the ground near your feet. Several archers fire, but their shots are wide. Hold! No more arrows! Jesus, everyone! The male says something in what sounds like a long stream of consonants. The female lowers her second javelin. We just want to help. The male's tail switches. Can they understand us? You? Help. His voice sounds strange, and his mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. Yes. Help. Oddlife steps aside as you wave to Ivan for help. The female looks agitated. She speaks in their strange way. The male responds to her, then turns to you. Help. Roech. And others. I'll try. This is certainly a first. The standing horseborn step aside, allowing Ivan to approach the wounded fighters. Cool! With Ivan and Juno tending to the wounded Roech and other horseborn, the caravan settles down outside the scant town of Grundar. It appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They called us outsiders, a woman says. They don't want us interrupting their wheat harvesting festival, but the merchants don't seem to mind trading. The clansmen soon shrug it off and take renewed interest in the horseborn, some in awe, others in disgust. Hi, horse man. Thank. You glance at Ubin, who snorts and smiles. Skatak's thanking you for helping his friend, Roech. Deirdre's the other one, but she's not in a talking with Varl and humans mood. You're welcome. I'd like you to meet Haken. Skathatch's tail swats his flanks, and he bows his head toward Haken. Varl, mans, same herd. No, but we're no longer enemies. I haven't seen horseborn in centuries. Last they knew, humans and Varl were at each other's throats. Well, how do you... Grego, welcome back for 23 months in a row. I'm also happy the clouds are back. It's very nice over here. How do you know our language, horsey guy? Skathatch just stares at you. You talk like us. Where did you learn? Heard little trade with mans in mud. I think he means our bog friends, the cragsmen. What brings you so far north? Skathatch looks confused by the question, so Ubin shows him the map, pointing to Dalalond and Grundar. Food. Our planes break. Haken snorts. Might be justice. Didn't they kill all the horses, Scrivener? His ancestors did, yes, but blaming folks that happened for things that happened hundreds of years before they were alive. You may as well accuse these humans around us of starting the Great Wars. What happened to Roech? Roech, brave fighter, protect food, hit many times. Hit? Who is attacking? Skathatch says many things in his other language. Trigakanthe. His eyes go wide and he stomps the ground before pointing west. You look at Ubin. I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Was it the people here? In Grundar? Skathatch looks where Haken is pointing. He shakes his head and points west again. The Varl King eyes Skathatch suspiciously. Ooh, backpacking trip? That sounds rad. Have you found the food you were seeking? Enough for time, I guess. 2 others take to Hurden south. His hooves scuff the ground during certain words. Just those 2? What about you and the couple? Skathatch, Roech, Deirdre stay. This herd help. We help this herd. Thanks? Skathatch nods in a movement that uses most of his upper body. Man, Varl, horseborn, same herd. Funny. Ubin chuckles as the group separates. I want these fucking centaur people to be my friends. I guess we should buy some food. All of the food. Just gonna buy all the food. And then peace out. Now that Roex had the chance to heal, 2 of the Horseborn are heading south to deliver some supplies to their people. What crazy ideas in your head, Scrivener? With the world falling apart around us, there may not be another chance to trek down south. Everyone's free to do what they want, but you'll be missed. Remember when it comes to dealing with Raga as well. If he wants to depart, by the gods, let him. You taking your hired muscle with you? I'd feel better if Gunnulf stayed with all of you. That blade of his is sure to attract the wrong type of attention. The wrong attention might find you anyway. Then who will protect you? No, Gunnulf, don't go! I love you so much! I'm old, not an idiot. I've learned a few tricks to keep my head on my shoulders. The younger Varl shrugs and walks off to find food. Then be safe, Ubin, and join us again if you can. You know where we're going. Don't worry about me, just make sure you're alive to see this thing through to Arborang. Farewell. Goodbye! He didn't fight anyway, it's fine. He wasn't a fighty guy. It's fine. The governor catches up to you and asks for a moment of your time. His bodyguard is beside him, silent. There's something to be said for you getting us across that chasm and through that bog. Too good to even speak to the people you lead. Seems like you're letting the power go to your head. His words are baited, but you just look at him without responding, which he doesn't seem to like. You'll still fail, and I'll be there to push your face in the dung. This is absurd. I come to offer a truce, but you're clearly not interested in peace. Tell you what, if you can get us through this absolute wasteland, I might actually be impressed. Oh, and try not to pick up more strays on the way, okay? Raga sneers in the direction of the Horseborn before walking away. What a dick! I'm gonna never talk to him. Game trail. One of the few gathered hunters says, looking at a beaten path of grass. No telling what we might find down it, but it'll fill some stomachs. Make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Everyone in the group starts smiling and tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail. When it branches, 2 hunters sprint left and 3 think the center trail looks promising. I'm gonna search the ground for clues. The other hunters took paths with cloven hoof tracks. There's a chance you could kill the largest hog among them. To the right are rabbit tracks and possibly something much bigger, but it's hard to tell. Let's go to the right by myself. You choose to hunt alone and move down the path quietly. Sure enough, a couple of hares bolt for cover before you can sight them, but it's not you they're afraid of. The scent hits you as a bear crashes through the brush nearby. You instinctively aim and fire, scoring a shot no one will ever believe. You shot 537 pounds of meat. However, you're only able to carry 100 pounds back to the caravan. 1 hunter was wounded, but it will heal. The 2 others brought back a large boar, but you are clearly the victor. You gave everyone back their coin and drinks are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys stories of the hunt while feasting. Yeah, feast. I killed a bear! Ahead, the caravan comes to an immediate halt. That's the second faint shoe this bloody beast has thrown in a day. The Yox tender curses. It'll take some time to see the Yox, so you call for camp. Juno. While most of the clansmen sleep or lose themselves in drink, Juno requests a moment to speak with you alone. You are holding things together remarkably well. You sound surprised. When I first looked into your mind at Boersgard, I knew you would do anything to return to Ilette. Her death. Some of the greatest people in our history have gone mad at the loss of loved ones. You say nothing, but continue to look at the Valka. You're not insane, Rook. You're experiencing tremendous grief and still managing to lead this caravan. That is something to be proud of. Juno patiently awaits your reply. It wasn't a question! Why? Oh, why do I have to do anything? I just want to go to sleep. What's your part in all of this? The Valka grows silent, looking down for a long moment before answering. My role has many names. Instigator, catalyst, mistake. But you and I are both fledglings in what is required of us. What we must do. You didn't actually answer me. Because I honestly don't know how. Only the future will tell if my role is villain or hero. Alright, why is the caravan so important? This journey is forging them into what the future will require. The era of peace is over, and one of survival has begun. Arborang may be the best shelter for the coming storm, but the people there are soft, too dependent on a society that will no longer exist. Because of the dredge? Partially. But mostly because of a coming darkness that is pushing the dredge. You've mentioned this darkness, but I don't see it. You've seen signs of its coming. Dredge in numbers, the land breaking apart. It is a force unlike any other. I wish I could say more, but even the Mender Council is ignorant to this. Anyone here could do what I'm doing. Juno's smile is one of sadness and harsh realities. Not anyone, but yes, possibly others. It's why I've been watching you. If you no longer seemed worthy, you would be replaced. Then why aren't you leading instead? A Valka's life is one of knowledge and secrets. We help when and where we can, but it rarely amounts to trust from others. These clans joined your banner out of hope. They would follow me out of fear. If they end up in Arborang either way, what's the difference? Who they are when they reach Arborang is exactly why they are important. Fear will soon spread like flames across dry tinder in that town. Without this caravan's hope, all will be consumed and burned to ash. Alright, bye. Before you go, there's one thing I must address with you. The serpent. I thought you needed some books in Manahar before knowing anything else about it. That is true. But the chasm at Ormsdaler and the tremors in the ground concern me. Yeah, me too. Should that incredible creature ever resurface, do not attempt to stop it. It would take power unseen in ages to affect the serpent. If you see it, run. Her words chill you as you find yourself nodding to her command. Alright, well that was fun. We can train. Let's train some clansmen into fighters. Teach fighting to the young. They won't go back to hunting and foraging for food, you know? Yeah, we need the protection. At 50. 50 more. And then let's fucking go.